Hello everyone, welcome back as usual. Welcome to another stream. We're gonna be doing some more stuff. I'm just finding files here because of old stuff. Because I want to update things. So we're gonna be looking at older content and then be like, okay, how can we go about this? How can we change things and improve it? So let's put Muffet on screen here for a moment, because that's what we're here for. And then let's just quickly get this link posted. And what's in the background is the Undertale Yellow soundtrack, as usual. Okay. So, away we go. Let's just quickly throw this up in like every single forum that I'm at. Okay. That should be good enough. So I'm gonna work on the other Muffet model in the background here while we've got the original one that I used ages ago now on screen. I'm just gonna make a new folder for Muffet here. Make sure I've got the textures and everything saved out here. Okay, that should be fine. So what we'll do is we'll swap to... Hey Classic, how you doing? I'm just gonna... Just got done playing Mecha Break. I want to go on it in a little bit. I'm just trying to find... Which one? Was it that one? Trying to find the right window setup. Ah, there it is. Oh geez, that's a massive window. Like, let's just bam. Right, so there's the old Muffet, right? Let's just blend again, and then we'll just add existing blender window, and then just where is it? That one. So like. No, I just need to put my avatar under it. It's that one, I believe. There we go. I'm just trying to, like, get my avatar all the way to the top here. There we go. So yeah, I'll be messing around with Muffet today. The Gmod version. Hey Green. We'll be messing around with Muffet for a little bit, because I needed to do this for Z, and we'll try and get this looking good, and then what I'm hoping to do over the next, like, 2 weeks or so, it's probably going to be just 2 weeks, is I want to get Muffet, Red, and Sans and Papyrus done in the update. Those are like the final things I think I can do that are big, like really cool scenes, because I want Red's scene to be like really, really damn good, so I'm kind of panicking about that at the moment. I'm just like, so yeah, hopefully I can pull that off, because I'm just going through like every single character here and basically animating them like walking and idling. Idle basically being like for where they just stand around, for those who don't know. So yeah, it's crazy. Like trying to get it all done within like the next 2 weeks, plus actually dealing with like production and everything was crazy. I got a segment of the editing done last night, which was crazy. I had to take all the footage I got at the moment and arrange it properly because it was just kind of all over the place. So yeah, it's been fun. Dude, why is vertex lighting? Can we take that off? That's from like Source or Gmod, I can't remember which one. So we'll just put body on there. The idea is to try and work on this model so it's better than the other one, because it looks a little bit better. And then hopefully we can have Muffet animating. But the thing is, I need to test this rig, because like it looked okay before. Just make sure. Hey John, just make sure. The neck has some like really weird thing looking up and down there. But then the rest of it is fine. I think the hair's rigged slightly. That's gonna be cool. I'm just gonna throw like some physics on that at some point. Let's see how the rest of the body bends here. Okay, that's kind of cool. I had a hilarious thing the other day. I'm gonna have to see whether this does it. Okay, so she can sit down pretty well. There's the root bone. What about her legs? Okay, that's not too bad. Dude, I can use that. I can use that and it'll look like a little bit better. Because the whole point of me doing this was this Muffet, which is kind of okay, but everybody was saying ages ago, was like, even though it's animated kind of good, just doesn't look as good as it could do. So then I'm like, okay, I'll find one that's a little bit more accurate. And the one that's more accurate is this one. So I'm like, okay, I gotta make this one look as good now. So I'm gonna be messing around with like all of the stuff to try and get this looking better. Use nodes there. Why is it? I have to have a look at that in a bit. Going to be removing some of these and then using Principal VSDFs on them to fix things here. And then doing like all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, trying to get all this done is definitely a lot of hard work, you know. Classic says, I've been writing a new animation 2D, 3D slashing gaming engine for things like Blender. Ooh, nice. Today, just taking a break from it. Like, the stuff that I got done recently, like before I came on stream, I did an idle tutorial and like fixed up some tutorials materials and stuff so they're actually properly named and look better. Like, I've already rendered stuff off and I don't want to re-render it. Tutorial's gonna look a little bit funny in the preview, but like she'll look better overall. Some of these texture issues that we have here, like this, I can fix that just by painting. Like, I can literally just like get this looking so much better. I wish it had some bones for the bow. That would be so awesome, but it doesn't, so I've just got to deal with it. I got to deal with it and try and make it work the best as I can. Like, with the hair as well, the hair man, I could probably move some of the verts around so it didn't look as flimsy, but I figure I can probably just do it with textures. You know, doing it with textures is probably going to be a little bit easier. Let's just get rid of that and then just go... I was using materials for this, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, I was using nodes, I swear. That moment where it's just not allowing me to mess around with shaders, so I might have to play around with this a little bit. Let's go to the base, and then what we'll do is we'll just take a material, make that over and over and over again, and then away we go. So if you do like new, and then go eyes, Muffet. This one doesn't have the tiny beady eyeballs like the other one does. So I can either edit that as a texture, which would be pretty cool, or I just do it with material. Because, like, let's just see about reference stuff. So we got Undertale Muffet color sprite. Okay, right. So this one's pretty accurate anyway, so I can give her like beady eyes. And it's gonna be cool. Some people give her the like white bit in them. But you can just get away with doing like a what's like a purpley dark blue kind of color. Like that a little bit. Actually, I could just get the sprite. Just color the sprite color here. Let's do the eyedropper and then bring the sprite in and away we go. Give me a sec. That moment it's like, dude, I could just do this way better. But yeah, how's everybody been doing? I know a lot of people are getting like super hyped for the update now, especially because I've got like those update posts that I've been doing. And I literally did a silly short before I came on where it was just Muffet doing the spider dance in Gmod. It was literally this as well because what ended up happening was when I tried getting this from Gmod, just totally screwed it up. And I was like, go on, I'll see what's going on with it. I messed around with it a little bit more and it went all over the place. So I was like, yeah, I'll just make a funny video of it. Let's just get this and we just go. Hey. And then we can just 0.3 or 0.2 might be better. Then maybe. The problem with making it metallic is even though metallic looks better, it's gonna reflect more. Where's George? Oh, you mean Greg? Greg's gonna be around. Like I've done like the other spider stuff, and I was like, Muffet's the last thing that I need to do. So it's like, yeah, I'll get Muffet done. Muffet's gonna have really cool teeth as well. We just make sure that is the correct thing. Yeah, there we go. I like trying to get stuff that's just really accurate. Let's see, we had jaw closed, jaw open. Best part about this is it actually comes with controls as well from Gmod, so we can just like totally mess around with it. There we go. That's actually the inner mouth, not the tongue. So we'll just do mouth, and then we'll make that like a. I know this probably won't be accurate, but we'll make that like a dark kind of purplish color. That seems to be about right. No, and then we'll do roughness as like 0.4, so it's slightly shiny. And then I might need more materials here for individual bits. Like I want boots and some of this to be more realistic. I want the hair to be shiny. I want the bows to be a little bit less shiny. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's just save this as, let's just name it as like fixed Muffet for a laugh, so I can keep track of it. Okay. So I can already see one that we need there. We need buttons. For the clothing, we'll do the roughness is like 0.6 or 0.7 at the moment. Although I say that's for like everything. Let's try 0.6 because it still gives me a bit of specular. That's not too bad. Right? And then we'll name that clothing instead. Then we need another one of those that's practically exactly the same. We just call it body. So we can manipulate these. So I can just do that. Grab the arms as well. Dude, what's the deal with that? There's like some issue? Huh, that's interesting. Like that part of the model might have some issues just because of how that's working there. But yeah, we can just go like body. Normally you'd try and do this and keep as many materials as possible saved so that you don't have to use 1 billion of them, but because I'm splitting everything up, it's not too bad. That just looks creepy, having Muffet be white like that. It's like, whoa, 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 what's going on? There we go. And the whole point of that is just so I can control the body a little bit better than the clothing. In fact, I'll rename that to just skin. Skin. But yeah, I hope everyone's hyped, primarily because of like how much work has gone into this. Like, there's so much work gone into this. It's crazy. Looking at boots. For the boots, I'm literally just gonna have them be like that, or like. Let's make sure we color pick them, and then just 0.4. I'm looking forward to it, says John. It's hopefully going to be a fun event. I want everybody to be happy, you know, and obviously excited, but I also want to make sure that it's a fun event where nobody's going to get upset as well. So just hopefully there's no trouble, and everything should be fine. Dude, let's do the background environment as well. Because I'm going to need to do this anyway. You guys will see it in the renders, but what I've been doing is doing like HDRIs that basically help out with rendering in certain environments and stuff. So I've put like Muffet's background on here at the moment. You can't actually see it in the window because it's behind my head. But if we just flick on that, bam, immediately we got Muffet's lair in the background. And it gives us a little bit of lighting because it takes data from the area. So it's pretty cool without it actually being there. So we can light this scene up to make it look actually pretty cool. Let's see. I'm going to have to do gold buttons. So hyped for it. Almost 3 years. Can't wait. I still liked your Gundam one you did. It's cool. It explained earlier what really happens when support goes the other way. I liked the earlier animations that I did, but they were obviously like basically a test for this. Because it's going to explain it in the update, but essentially it was like I did not plan for everything to be this big in terms of scale, but at least I'm having fun with it, you know, and I'm definitely improved with my animating. So it's just like, now comes the fun part of actually, like, after this update, I should be good to go and just like start properly framing stuff and then rendering it out. I want to actually gonna have a laugh, try and render everything in like 4K. That would be fun. Let's have a laugh. Just get like the highest quality for YouTube. Let's make the buttons slightly metallic and slightly reflective. If I want, I can edit the base material later on. But the idea here being that I get it as accurate as possible while still looking pretty good, and then we can go from there. GBA players run the other way, so true. And then for this, the only other material I think I'm going to need is hair. Only because, like, the hair's got to be separate so I can mess around with it. So we'll do the same here. We'll take all of the hair. Oh, crap. Take all of the hair here. and just make that its own material. I know it's like so many materials. Like for other people that do 3D are gonna be like, dude, why so many materials? You could just like bake all this in. It's like, yeah, but I'm being super lazy for this at the moment. It's not really causing too much of a hassle. So, you know, it's no big deal. As long as the end result looks good, it's not as if I'm, like, going crazy with all of this, like, properly. Oh. Don't know why that didn't pick that there. There we go. But yeah, we do, like, 0.45, so the hair's got a little bit of reflectiveness to it, although, maybe I do 5.5 instead to make the hair slight, or was it 0.6 to make the hair slightly non-reflective. Then we just go make sure that that is... Oh, that's why. It wasn't actually, it wasn't actually applying because I was messing around with that then. Bam, right, there we go. That should be it placed on. So now if I do like 0.4, yeah, there we go. So there's it shiny, 0.5, 0.55. I've got a little bit of specular on there. Some of this I feel like I might need to edit because of the topology, but we'll see. What I want to do here is take it back to its basics if possible. So we'll just go tries to quads. And then hopefully that won't mess around with things too much. And I should be able to see what issues are happening. You know, with like lighting and stuff. And then I should be able to edit that accordingly. But that doesn't look too bad now. That's just the bare bones basics as well. I want to do some texture painting if possible. See if I can do that. Have I got U-Paint on here? Yeah, I do. U-Paint I've not used on stream in a while, so that might be interesting to try and get that done. Next thing I want to do is try and make some of these materials real, or at least feel a little bit more real. So like for instance the clothing. What I'm going to do here is we're just going to edit this a little bit, and this will just do a little bit of something here to help out. So we go bump. I've been doing this a lot as well, just like playing around and trying to make some of these look a little bit more realistic. Just go noise, map to object, and then do 0.1. Actually no, let's do 1 first so we get an idea of where it's going. And then we'll do 20, 40, 100, maybe a little bit more, 140. People will be like, whoa, what's going on here, Dave? What are you doing? It's like, well, I'm just messing around with the material, and you'll see why in a moment. Because when I hit 0.1 here, we're going to slowly start seeing some of that detail coming in here. So then I can just go like 200, 400, and it'll slowly start making some of this look a little bit better, and then I just need to play around with it a little bit so it looks more like clothing and less just not like clothing, you know. It's for the, like, fine details, but like 300 there might work if I just take away some of the distortion a little bit. Maybe not. Let's do 340. 400 again. That might be okay. The only way I'm going to see that is by checking it in scene. And also, I'm going to make it so it's not on the bows. Like, it's only macro level stuff, but still, still fun to have, just to have a little bit of detail there. Let's do... What I might do next is try it with physics and everything, because they're normally fun to play around with. Right, 0.6 on the bows. We'll actually do 0.5 instead, so that they've got a little bit more shininess to them. There we go. So I just do that now. And just go, bam. That should give me a little bit more detail. It does, but the because of the way the other stuff is modeled, I might need to make that a little bit rougher. And then we just go from there with the textures. So that's not too bad. Now if I just start playing around with, practically almost made a video game how good this is. Ever tried to lay the skins as a shadow tone beside its paint? It can be hard to anchor the model. I found Blender is so much fun. So the thing is, it's like I could do this a lot better in terms of like actually painting stuff in and like baking it and stuff. But I find that at the moment it's easier for me to just play around with it like this. Like my entire background for all of my work that I do is literally I just come from like the modding scene for Halo originally. So the best thing that I enjoy about this kind of stuff is modding content like this, where I take somebody else's thing and just go, you know what? I think I can try and make that look a little bit better. Let's see what happens. So it's just, yeah, it might not always be good, but I definitely prefer to try and start with something there that I can mess around with rather than having to do it myself. Yeah. Let's just try and get these lights for this render set up so I can kind of see what's going on here. So that's going to be like that. We've got another one over here, and then another one. We'll place another slightly lighter one in front. So I can see what's going on here. And for the sake of it, we'll make the ambient bloom, screen space, bring that down to 10, and bring shadows up. Like these shadows are nuts. They take forever to render, but they're way better than using contact shadows. Right, and then I can just, for this last one, we'll just tone it down a little bit to still have a little bit of light in the scene, but not as much. Try 15. That's not actually that bad. Like, I thought that was going to look nah, but that doesn't look too bad. And then if we look at this on a macro level, we've got all the texture there, which I suppose if I wanted to, especially like here where we can see it, I may come around and just play around with it, but what I need to do now is focus on trying to do something with the hair. And these gold buttons, man. These gold buttons could use something doing to them. Let's see about... Did I apply those? Yes, I did. Right, so if we do like 0.2 instead. Actually, no, that 0.2 there. Roughness does not help that. Let's try 0.45, and then we'll just make it lighter. That's not too bad. And then we'll add an empty in here just so I can make sure that I'm in control at all times. Do empty cube. I was like, even if it spoils a little bit of the presentation, I do want to just show off some working out, because I've not shown off a lot of working out behind the scenes recently, for obvious reasons. You know, it's just like, oh boy. Wait, does this all move in conjunction with each other? Yes, it does. Apart from the lights. So we should be good now if I go Muffet, movement, empty. And then I need to put those inside of... Oh, I can't because of how they are. That's fine. And then we'll just go scene collection, new, lights. I got Vulkan recently as well. That reminds me, I need to download Vulkan. For Cycles, I know there's a 1.0. Yeah, like, Cycles keeps on having updates. Eevee has got Eevee Next at the moment. That's pretty fun. Dude, what is it? That shadow there? That's strange on a chin. That might just be because of how that is. But this, I don't know whether it's looking better than the old one at the moment. Let's flip over to the old one. So the old one's deliberately animated. Which, again, it's an old animation. It's apparently at 30 frames per second. I must have just, like, sped it up or something. Like, I like the kind of, like, character that I got here. Like, this is all me coming up, like, before I did mocap stuff or before I recorded my actions on camera. This was all just me messing around. Dude, I just thought of something really cool. What would happen if I just took this model and mixed it a little bit? Because these bows from here aren't bad. So if I mix the bows from here with that one, technically, I should get the best of both worlds then. Where we get, like, the bows not looking as bad. That's actually something interesting that I want to try out. I also want to see about the smoothing for this. Let's try auto smooth. Because I want to see if I can get rid of some of this smoothing. Smooth by angle. Because it's a bit rough. 35 maybe? 45? Now let's... I think I'm going to have to do is just edit the hair slightly. Because the way that it's been done, it just looks a little bit funky around the edges. Like, not in a bad way, it's a really good model still. It's just the whole thing of what I need it for. I could really use the hair looking a little bit less chunky. Oh, I see. There's extra verts in here as well that I need to get rid of. Let's try seeing what happens there. We got rid of 500. That'll probably fix some issues as well, and probably create some new ones. Let's find out. Let's check all the facial expressions and everything. Jaw open. That looks fine. Plus, the original can be an Easter egg. Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm not against stuff like that. It's fun. No, it's like some of the older stuff I can still get away with using here and there. Let's see. Gotta make sure that all this stuff works, because if it doesn't, well, then it's gonna be bad. I love the spiders. Like, I've done so much to make the spiders look the best that they can be, really. So funny. Like, the pet that Muffet has. Muffet's pet is by far like one of the most favorite things that I've animated so far, because he just looks like a little cute goober now. You know, he's too cute. I've made the spiders look way cuter than people might expect. Like, I remember early on, people were coming up to me in, like, VRC and being like, dude, whatever you do, don't make the spiders scary because I've got, like, arachnophobia and stuff. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm gonna make the spiders look as cute as possible. And, yeah, he's just a happy goober now. Can I eat them, says John. No! I say no, but I mean, like, Muffet's whole deal is that you eat spider stuff, which is made out of spiders, so... Dude, the only problem I have with this right now is these verts here. Like, if I can fix that there, let's see. It's this here. If I can just, like, manually sculpt that and see if I can just drag that a little bit. Can I just try smoothing that as well? Because, like, going over this and just, like, making this look the best it can would be really good. It's that there as well. It's just the edges because of how they are. Oh, it's annoying. Hang on, 0.5. Ah, because if I do that... Actually, that doesn't look too bad. And I still get these here, which... Hey, Voidly! Spiders at a dinner movie to go for Jonah. How you doing, Voidly? I think that might work for the happy face there. Let's see about these. A lot of this is going to be like messing around and trying to see how good I can... Oh, jeez. How good I can make this look with the materials that I have on hand at the moment. Like, some of this is going to be a case of like trying to really mess around and with the vertices just to make sure that they don't seem as bad. Try that. Again, this is basically what I used to do all the time for like years, was just like modding other people's content. So yeah, it's kind of my thing at this point. That's kind of smoothed out, that issue there. Let's try... I don't want to create new ones, you see, by messing around with this too much. There's verts up here that are out of the way that I can't quite see, that are kind of messed up. That's probably on the base, though. Like, if I go to the base... where is it? If I go to the base there and smooth that out, that doesn't look too bad. It's more so the way that this has been done. The rings around the outside here, they really should be more support rings in the face. I wonder whether it'd be possible to... I wonder what's going to happen if I do this. This is like the most disgusting way to solve this issue. It'll probably just cause more, but... Yeah, it's still got the issue, but it looks a lot smoother for obvious reasons. Let's see. Ooh, so there's more geometry to mess around with now. That actually doesn't look bad though now. But the problem is, if the base geometry is kind of messed up, then it's still going to be the same. It's not too bad. I was like, okay, maybe a cleanup will do there. Actually, wait, can we go back there? Just undo for a moment? The hair actually doesn't look too bad like that. How many polygons are on screen at the moment? Stats. Oh, okay, so it's like... your average Final Fantasy character, maybe? That's not too bad. I don't need to have it like that. Let's, See, I don't know whether I should or shouldn't do that now. I'm like... flipping between them, and you can see my little cogs in my head going, where I'm just like, you know what, that, just clean that up a little bit, that isn't too bad, you know. Let's try sculpt mode, and see what happens if I, like, mess around with this a little bit, and just... If I put that there... that there, I just need... That's not actually too bad. in before Muffet ends up being like the most high poly model ever. Thing is, on the render, she's like way higher. The funny thing is, she doesn't actually look too bad like that. And it fixes the problem with the bows as well. Because the bows didn't have enough geometry in them. Neither did the, Dude. Is this going to be a case of, like, if I animate Muffet now, just for a sec, if I pull her into this, am I going to have to, like, animate her in low poly? And then... Okay, that's not actually that bad. Muffet ends up being the most detailed character ever in the entire freaking project because of me just wanting it to look a certain way where I'm like, dude. Let's do sculpt mode again. We can go about smoothing these bits out up here. Oh, too much there. So I have it on as like 0.5 strength, so then if it's too much, then I can easily take it off again. Okay, that's actually workable. Like if I go around and just smooth all that stuff out now. Dude, where's the base? I could just do that on the base and it should be fine. That moment where I'm basically just doing like the laziest fix ever, which is put more geometry in, sculpt more, and then see if it fixes your problem. Like, as long as it fixes the majority of issues that I have with the base geometry, then it's not actually too bad here. I think I've told the story before of how I knew somebody who tried modeling ages ago, and the whole idea of doing low poly was to subdivide everything. It was so funny. I've mentioned it on one of the really old streams, but basically I knew somebody ages ago, and they're just learning 3D, and they came into the scene and were like, okay, I'm gonna model something for Halo's engine. And their idea of low poly was like, I think it was either 5 million or 500,000 polygons for Halo 1, which is, oof, bad. No, because Halo 1 can only take, per area, I think it's 10,000 polys. I know for multiplayer I think it was that. So it's like, dude, you're literally just stressing the engine out with one scenery piece here, and he's just like, no, it's no big deal. It's like, are you kidding me? It was so funny. Really, really funny. Like, there was nothing that I could do when it came to his work. There was nothing that I could do to fix it. That's fine there. So now, because the base geometry's fixed, if I mess around with this should now not have too many issues in it. Nah, 10 million is fine for Halo, Dave. No worries. Oh, dude, it was absolutely hilarious with him when it was like, okay, so what was your idea? He's like, I was trying to add all these details. It's like, you do realize you can do some of this through like textures and stuff. And he's like, It's so funny. I honestly think by changing that base geometry there and by smoothing it out a little bit, it's fixed the rest of this. Because I'm not seeing any particularly bad issues now. That's the whole point of messing around with all these eyelids and stuff and other things, is just to see how bad it looks. Like there's a couple of issues where I'm like, okay, I can just like smooth this out. Jen wants me. Okay, right. Just a moment, Jen. That moment I forgot I was muted. GG, Dave. GG. Yeah, I don't know why the avatar is just going crazy at the moment. I'm just gonna do this for a little bit longer, and then away we go. And smooth that out there. Smooth this out here. Oh crap. That moment where you smooth out verts too much and it creates another issue. Just trying to get rid of some of these massive areas where it looks like the geometry is moving in slightly. Hoping that it won't be too bad. Oh, hey pal, how you doing? Did you sub after the stuff that I put on the Under event server? I was just wondering, so I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, I just came across by luck. Oh, that's fair enough then. Either way, it's nice seeing you again. It's cool having a look up into a close to the screen. That would be cool. Like, it's gonna be fun when I do like the normal maps in her and everything. Like, another fun thing will be messing around with, like, for instance, we've got the view levels there, right? What I can do early is try messing around with some of the physics stuff. So, like, let's just save that there for a moment. Because I've been so crazy about physics recently. Here's where something goes wrong. I had, like, a blooper the other day where Frisk just, like, folded in half. It was so funny. What ended up happening was I was trying to animate some of the fizz bones that I created, or some of the wiggle bones, and it kept on applying it to, like, weird areas. So I'm gonna release, like, a short within the next, like, couple of days or something of it. But it was all over the place. Oh, it was it was basically Frisk folding in half, and then the head missing at one point, and then it just ended up really crazy. I saw a Lego video turn wacky physics into a dance animation once. Like, the obvious funny stuff is, like, if you apply bone tail to, like, the head or something, and then do, like, gravity at 100, and then just play, because then it just neck instantly snaps. You know. You can get physics to look good. Part of this project at the moment is me actually applying physics to areas so it looks really nice. There's, like, a really good subtlety in it when you get it perfect, but it's playing around with it a lot to get it like that, which is so funny. Like, for instance, here, gravity and stiffness should be, like, minimum. And then the whole idea of this is that then I can pick her up by the move there, and her will mess around, which it does. What about the back? Back's a bit crazy. Right? And then what I can do here is, because that didn't look too bad, what I can do is just add collision to herself and see what happens here now. If I just do movement empty, and we just go... Oh, yep, there we go. See, now we're having issues because she's got collision with herself, and it goes all over the place. So which means that I then need to make collision objects for this kind of thing. So, like, for instance, do, like, mesh, UV sphere, and then we can just make this invisible, but we'll put that roughly about there. The idea being that nothing should really clip inside her own head or a face. I have a meeting to talk to someone about an update for my game. I'll tune in later, says Pearl. Thank you very much, Pearl. Nice seeing you again. Okay, so there we go. So we'll do that as the wiggle sphere, right? For wiggle bone collision, and then we'll just do this and go sphere and see what happens. Okay, so that's not actually that bad. If I do like wiggle to head sphere, right? And then we go file bone head. What we can then do is we can take this, parent it to the exact head bone, right? And then we just, I think it's gonna be in the actual model now. Constraints for those? No, it's gonna be in here. There it is. Then we can just turn off the wiggle, so it doesn't show up on camera. But now, I should be able to... Yeah, there we go. I can move it around a little bit more. It's not as bad, and it collides with the sphere. So it instantly solves that issue that I had, where it was colliding with everything. Let's see. Did I didn't do that for the her though. So if I do like bone tail there, and do like, okay, that's. I wonder. How bad is that gonna be if I? Okay, so that's, yeah, that's kind of weird. It, this might need to be a little bit, let's try 20. Yeah, nah, that needs to be more now. It needs to only wiggle a little bit, but just enough. So let's try 50. Still too much. Try 100. Are you going to be animating the battles? Yes. If so, are you going to be using lots of material nodes? I'm trying not to use tons of material nodes, but yeah, I want to animate everything. Like, absolutely everything. It's going to be interesting as well, trying to get it all done in full 3D, but... It's fun all the same. Just as a challenge, you know. That's still funky there. Let's try 300. And before it ends up almost being default again. I heard material nodes are like geometry nodes. That's gonna be a lot to learn. Geometry nodes are crazy in themselves. Like, I've been messing around with those as well. Give me a sec, I'll grab some to show them off. That on its own might need a little bit more work. I feel like for these, stiffness should really be like 800. Just like go a little bit more and just see what happens. Okay, so that's not too bad. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it off those and then just animate those by hand. Let's just quickly open up what are the nodes that I made here. That's a spoiler if I show that off. Let's try Geo. Is it that one? GeoSim. No. Node. Ah, there we go. Proxy scale. Where did you learn Blender? What is it from Blender Guru? I just ended up picking up a load of different tutorials online and then just going through. It's like it's been from quite a lot of them, so I can't like pin one in particular one and be like, okay, there we go. Ah, here we go. So this is an effect I kind of came up with recently for geometry nodes. And this is going to be, I think, what I use for some of the ice effects in Snowden for like attacks. But essentially you can move it, and as you pass it with this empty, it brings up the icicles there and grows them, and then as it goes past, it goes smaller again. So yeah, stuff like that. Stuff like that's really cool. Like, part of this I want to do is throw up instances of this to help people in future. Like, the idea would be to try and just be like, look, this is what I've learned. This is easy for you to do if you're a newbie. Try it out, you know. Because I would love to be able to help that. So, you know, like, help people by doing that kind of thing. So that's going to be interesting. He wants to throw up! Well, let's see here. We got... Oh! Oh, ho, ho, ho. What? If I do one there... Yeah, that messes up slightly. Notice one of the first things I went to college back then, they can be tricky. Yeah, nodes are crazy. Like, the thing is, when I was doing stuff ages ago, there were no, like, node setups for, like, materials or anything else. So, nodes are always kind of freaky for me to use. I'm always kind of just like, oh, what? You know, but that's why I have people like Bakers for backup. Because then Bakers actually allows me to kind of understand it in a way that doesn't have me going, what? You know, because my first instinct when I look at something as complicated as, like, the material setups or the freaking geometry system is I just go, oh no, you know, it's not nice. Like, the way I learn as well is just really primitive. Like, I prefer having a sample that I can work with first, or at least a good explanation, and then going from there. So it was crazy seeing all of these and just be like, what? Excuse me. So yeah, it's definitely crazy working with geometry nodes. The funny thing is, if it was like ages ago with the old stuff that I used to work with, it was all like manual input of like values and things. So I suppose it's a little bit better that way, but still a bit funky. How are you doing the avatar camera thing? I want to do it too. So it's using a program called VC Face. What it does is it takes my camera, applies an avatar to it, and then just goes, yeah, there you go. You can get VC Face for free. So if you want to look that up and do that, then you can do. It's pretty fun. You can use Vroid Studio to do the same kind of stuff. Oh. Okay, so we're kind of getting there with the face stuff at the moment. I figure that's better than what it was before. And then we can just do the same with this side. You can just kind of smooth off a little bit here and there to make it look better. Are there any alternatives to 3D models for Blender? You can mess around and get like people or models that you can actually like for instance, I could probably use Muffet here, the VC face. It'd just take a lot of like messing around in Blender and then exporting it as the correct file. But you can do stuff like that. Oh crap. Because I've messed around with my own avatar before and stuck like different clothing and hats on them and stuff in the same way. That moment where you're trying to edit something to be a little bit better and you smooth it out in one area and it like messes it up in another. Oh. Like, honestly, that isn't too bad there. Meeting's starting now. Good luck. Thank you very much. There we go. That's... You can still see the vert there. It's kind of pulling it in the middle a little bit. Like, if I do that... That's not too bad. Like, the idea here is just to kind of smooth the verts around the edges. Oh. Trying to make sure I'm not, like, at the end of this playlist on Spotify. I don't think I am. Oh, I actually kind of am near the end. When it gets a little bit closer, I'll just rewind it a little bit. Because I don't want to be near the end. But yeah, this is working out all right so far. It's only like little edits here and there, which I'm actually happy about. Like, sure, we got some smoothing issues here and there, but... let's see about the jawline here. That's not too bad. Oh, dude, I like the way that looks there. Let's try. Frown? Ugh. Like, almost to the bottom of these controls as well. Right, so let's try... Skip that one. It's fine. Let's try stretch. And then mouth. Pouty mouth. Pipelines like OJ and Maya and CAD systems, I made models with animations. I liked and used Maya's CAD, send them over with animations for mocap software. So good. The thing is, before I used Blender, I used 3D Studio Max for like ages, which is basically the one of the industry standard ones along with Maya. And I'm like, yeah, it's not too bad, but the thing with it was, it's like it wasn't for animating. It really wasn't. Like I could do models really good with it, and then when I switched to Blender, it was mainly because like I was using alternative means acquired versions, you know. So it's like I'm looking at it and being like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should do this a little bit better, so it's not like looking shady if I decide to take this up, because apparently the models can hold the information about the program in them, in the metadata, and I'm like, okay, so I'll either use a legit version or I'll just use Blender because it's free. And I was like, go on, I'll use Blender instead. So I've been learning Blender since, but I used to be really good with Max. Dude, I think the only thing that's left for this model now is literally just to, Yes, Muffet! Hey Sue, how you doing? So all I really need to do here, I think, is get the hair done, get a little bit more of the textures done for like the bows and stuff, fix the textures around the base here so that they look good. I love the way I'm just like swinging around to look at Muffet's butt. But apart from that, she's looking real good. Like that is a lot better than what we started with, and even if I just like get rid of the modifier, that should still be good. Especially with like all the stuff here, we should be able to just apply that and it still look good without too many issues. What I can do is animate this with the low poly one, and then with the high poly one I can use that for the actual scenes. Mainly because of the, like that, I love the way that the high poly just sorts that out a little bit. So yeah, that's gonna probably be one of the highest poly models in the entire thing. What I'll do is I'll do the hair off stream and these little bits of texture stuff, because I don't want to be like showing off absolutely everything. But at least that's better than old Muffet. Where's old Muffet now? So we've got this one, and then we've got old Muffet, which is the one that I used for the demos. If I can animate new Muffet like this, then I'm gonna be so happy. I love the way it's when I've animated this. I love the way her eyes do the thing in game that I paid loads of attention to, which is the whole thing of they go and they blink individually and it goes round from left to right. I think I did that twice. Yeah, there we go. But the thing is, I remember everybody saying, like, dude, what's up with the receding hairline? And I'm like, it's just a model I got online. You know, so it's gonna be good to have the newer version done like this. You know, have her like sat down at the table looking over at Frisk, I'm like, come in, dearie. Because the idea is to have her in here and then set her up pretty much like the proper version of the fight, but I'll have like all the smaller spiders as well around here. That's I wonder whether there's an actual thing for like crowd controlling stuff in Blender. Like let's have a look for crowds. Like what is it? Search Blender crowds. Oh, there are crowd sims. Dude, if I can get crowd sims, that would be nuts. 5 Blender crowd sims, easy crowd sims, because that would be really great for the spiders. Animating huge crowds, lazy tutorials, crowds in Blender, easy with procedural crowds. I have to make advanced crowd simulation in Blender. Oh, this is gonna be. Just do it with the spiders. Geometry node simulation, crowd simulation in a few clicks. Make an army in Blender in 1 minute. Advanced tutorial. Okay. I'm just like throwing up all these things, and then I can look at them later on. But yeah, that'd be cool if I can get like all the spiders in here, just like chilling out, and then some of them like swinging from the rafters and stuff. Yeah, I have to be up early tomorrow, so I am going to get going for now. I shall see you all on the next one, whenever that is. If I don't do another dev video, like behind the scenes until the update, then yeah, just make sure you keep an eye out for the update. It is coming, so are the other shorts that show off stuff before, you know, the event. So, I hope you have fun, hope you're excited, and I shall see you next time. So until then, bye!